Oscar Ownsworth, obviously. If you don't know him, he seems to always have an issue just the week of fight week. Definitely got one, and it's an extremely game opponent as well. So it's going to be a good fight this weekend for him, 100%. You all right, buddy?
Hey, mate, how are you doing? You all right?
Not too bad, so I'll get right into it. Obviously, once again, you've had the issues of opponent changes during a fight. So when those sort of things do come along and happen, how is that for you, and how do you sort of manage that going into fight week?
It's I've got to the point now where I don't even train for an opponent. Like I just train. So like yeah, it happens all the time. Like so I'm used to it now. But yeah, I'm glad Conor managed to pull it out of the bag anyway.
Yeah, and as well in terms of the fight that you've got now, obviously against a very experienced opponent. Obviously, even though he's 6-13, he's still extremely game. He's a very good fighter, and he's definitely going to come in there to beat you. So, in a sense, to be against an opponent who's so experienced and so knowledgeable of the sport, sorry, how does that feel for you, knowing that you basically got a similar opponent, even better, maybe?
Good. Yeah, fine. That's what I want. I want like the hard fights. You know, I'm not one to shy away from a challenge or all like that. And I know he's the same. All his career, he's like fought hard guys. You know what I mean? So he's a good opponent. So it'll be a cracking fight. So I like the exciting fights. This is going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, and as well, so far in your training, I know you've trained at a few gyms across during this training camp. So in terms of getting that sort of working at different places, what's that done for you in terms of growing as a fighter and improving your skills?
Great. I mean, like, I think you should always do it anyway, like go and train at other gyms, because there's always different styles, different people to train with, different sparring partners and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, great. Like, I've come on so much since my last fight. I did from the time before as well. So yeah, it's always developing, always growing, and I'm looking to showcase that on Sunday.
Yeah, and as well, in terms of how you've done so far in your pro career, there's been a mixed bag of results, but as you said, you've always been game, you've come across, and you show significant improvement in each fight that you've got. But in terms of now, obviously you want to be racking up the wins, but is there a sort of goal so far for this year with your pro career in terms of where you want to be at the end of this year?
I'm looking towards some titles, I think. So whatever show, I'm not too particular on any shows or anything like that. Just for me, myself, like I said, I want to test it against the best guys. So if that means like fighting for titles and stuff like that, then I'm up for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and as well with that, in terms of the pro career, obviously, you've had the issues with matchmaking because your record's sort of at a point where the top level, they don't particularly want to risk their place where they are in the rankings, and then for those that are just coming into the pro, they also don't want that sort of hard fight for the debut. They'd rather try and look elsewhere maybe, or go somewhere else. So in terms of the matchmaking, has it always been something that since going pro has been difficult, or has it been something that because of the promoters that you've worked with, it's been quite manageable and you've still been able to get the fights that you're wanting?
No, I've like all promoters that I've worked with have been spot on. Like, it's literally like fighters. I mean, you get to pull out like 3 weeks. I think Mike Thompson pulled out 3 weeks. It's a bit of an awkward phase, isn't it? 3 weeks, because it's like you don't get a full camp, so unless you're training for a fight anyway. You're going to struggle to get matched, but I managed to get matched against that French guy. Unfortunately, he had to pull out as well. For circumstances I'm not going to obviously disclose, it's not my business, but he had a good reason. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't just think, oh, fuck it, I don't want to fight. It happens, you know what I mean? That's why I says, like, there's no point even training for an opponent anymore. Just train. So at this stage of my career, just train to fight any style, anyone. Mixed martial arts at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You can go in there expecting to box, and 30 seconds into a fight, you're wrestling. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It doesn't matter anyway. Different game plan, different styles. Yeah, so that's it really.
Yeah, and as well, in terms of how you've done so far in your pro, obviously you had the big knockout on the first BMF event as well. It's a nice hit kick KO. Some people didn't like it, but obviously it was still a great KO to have. Is that something that you're looking to do on this event as well, coming into BMF2 this weekend?
Yeah, of course. Like, finish. Everyone wants to finish. Everyone wants to see a finish. You know what I mean? I don't go in there. I'm not going to go crotch sniffing. You know what I mean? we're gonna fight. Like, he's a fighter. You know what I mean? He's a proper fighter. He's no pussy. So we're gonna go in there to fight. I'm gonna look to finish him. He's gonna look to finish me, and that's it. We might go first round, might go 3 rounds. Well, I'm ready either way. So.
Yeah, and as well, during your pro career as well, obviously since there's an adjustment from 3-minute rounds to 5-minute rounds. So at the start, how was managing the 5-minute rounds, and then looking at it now, is that just second nature for you, the 5-minute rounds?
Yeah, I mean, first time I did, because like my first, I think 3 or 4 fights as a pro all went the first round, like me losing or winning. So like the first time I ever went out the first round, I did a 3-round fight, and I did another one of them back in November. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's tough, but I got the cardio for it. Like I felt fine. But I like don't want to do that again. Then end up having to do it a few months later. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's the pace as well. Like, so you think like people like sort of slow the pace down in the 5-minute rounds. It's not. It's like, you know, you fighting the whole time. So, but I feel comfortable going the 15 minutes as well. To be honest, like I don't want to do it, but I will if I have to.
Yeah.
That's how I'm like always looking to finish the fight. But yeah, like I said, ready to go the distance if it goes that way.
Yeah, and as well, I'm sure I'll just have to ask one of the comments questions. I'm sure they'll get on me if I don't, but they're asking what your favourite biscuit is. So is there any in particular that you're thinking after fight night that you're going to be having, or?
Biscuit. I'm going straight for a cream egg, mate. Straight away going for a cream egg. I'm a hobnob, so hobnobs. I like, you know, when I'm not cutting weight for a fight, then full jumbo pack of hobnobs. I can smash one of them. You get a big cup of tea, right? And there's just one dunk every single time, mate. Full pack of jumbo hobnobs.
And then as well, in terms of it being fight week, usually fighters they're starting to slow down the training, just making sure everything's sharp, they're preparing to cut the weight. Is there any sort of mentality change for you in there that changes, or are you just sort of comfortable no matter what throughout the entire camp, even when it gets to this sort of stage?
Yeah, you ramp it up obviously towards the end. It's been a good camp, good solid camp. Walked away with no injuries, which isn't like me. So I've managed to train the whole way throughout. Since that straight away into New Year. To be honest, I were down at gym like nearly every day. So yeah, and then ramped up towards the end. Obviously, I've had a few days off. Let myself recover because I did push it really hard towards the end of camp, so I give myself that rest time, which is important obviously as well. And then just got to get this weight off now. Got an extra kilo to lose as well because he wanted it at 68 and I said 70, and so we just met in the middle at 69. So I've got like an extra like 1.7 kilo to lose. So you get a bit extra onto 70. It's like 70.7 or something. So I've got to get down to 69 bang on now. So yeah, but that's fine. I'll run weight. I'm used to making featherweight anyway, so it's no big deal for me having to go to 69. So yeah, it's just I weren't expecting it, obviously.
And then as well, in terms of that, obviously you fought on BMF before, you fought the Barnsley Metrodome before. You're used to that venue. You know what to expect on the day. Do you think that going into that, it sort of gives you that little bit of an advantage, knowing that throughout the day before you fight, you know everything that's going to happen, exactly where you need to be at what times, etc. So it's just a very comfortable process for you in general.
My last fight were in Morecambe, in like a bit like a nightclub. We couldn't really find the venue, and it were a nightmare getting there. So it don't matter where I am. Like, I don't mean to sound like a knob, but like I'll fight anywhere. You know what I mean? It don't matter whether I'm with mates in Barnes and Metrodome or I'm in like a nightclub in Morecambe. You know what I mean? I'm there to fight. It's the cage. Cage is the same. You're still fighting a man at the end of the day. Don't matter. I'm not. It's just nice to have it so close to home. You know, for fans and stuff as well. Like I love. There's quite a lot of people going this time. I think I've got like 60 like my friends and family and all them lot coming. So it's good to hear them. It's good to give them like the chance. Obviously, like when I fought in Morecambe, there were only like 10 or 12 people that came. Saying that they made a lot of noise anyway, but yeah, you're gonna hear these lot. You're gonna hear these lot on Sunday. They make a rate racket. So yeah, I'd say that's the only advantage. And my weight cutting guy Marcus, we're getting weighed in at the Metrodome, and they've got sauna downstairs, so it makes it even easier that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, buzzy.
Yeah, and as well as you mentioned, obviously with the crowd, you've got a lot of people coming, and then in general, there'll be a lot of people there to support the local fighters that are on the card. So in those sort of terms, is that something that you love getting back with the crowd getting behind you as you're fighting? Yeah, when you're absolutely. In there, do you just buzz off of it, or is it something that just doesn't really come into your mind when you're in the cage?
I do a buzz off it. I do think about it, and I know they're there. I can hear some people in there, like my wife. She makes a great noise. I can hear her. But my first few fights, she's like, I think everyone will be like this. You don't even know there's a ref there. You don't even know you're in a ring. It's just you and the guy you're fighting. But like now, I'm comfortable. It's like me talking to you now. I'm calm. I'm good to go. So like, I don't know what's that. Is something happening with my camera on here?
I'm not. I think it just keeps going off a little bit, but shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't believe. Yeah. So in terms of that as well, I'll just come down to the last question. Obviously, the ideal way for your fight to go is you finish it in 10 seconds, you get the finish, not a knock on you at all. But if there was an ideal way that you could sort of predict the way that the fight goes, how would that look like for you?
Oh, I don't know. I only got the fight yesterday. I hadn't really thought about it. My phone's playing up. I just went off a sec there. Yeah, either way, TKO knockout submission.
There you go. And then finally as well, if there's any sort of your sponsors or your teammates, coaches, etc. that you want to shout out, obviously just feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, shout out all my teammates down at AVT. Yeah, they've got me through camp. They all look after each other there and all. So yeah, they've got a good team down there. Obviously coaches as well. All spot on. So yeah. Yeah,
well, that is everything from me. Obviously, this weekend, I know you'll be going in there looking to throw it all on. You're looking forward to it, I'm sure. So it should be an extremely fun fight, and I cannot wait for it. Thank you for your time, buddy.
Yeah, man. Cheers, mate. Catch you in a bit.
No problem. Catch you soon, bud.
See you later. Bye-bye.